Welcome to the last session of the series Programming for Problem Solving. The topic of the day is file handling. Now, what is a file? A file is a collection of bytes that are stored on the secondary storage device. On the basis of file being created, individual files may be interpreted as characters, words, lines, fields, or simply binary codes. Now, all the programs that you have done so far, they accept the input from the user and the output is displayed on the screen. The output is never saved. You cannot see the output of the last 10 runs of your program. What if you want to save the output of every run of your program so that you can see it in the future? Then you can use the concept of files. Files can also be used to accept the input into the program. Rather than having the user enter the input can be read from a file which is permanently available on the disk. And then you can apply the processing within a program and also save the output in a file. File pointer. File pointer is a pointer that is used to refer to a file. Now what you can do is you can create a pointer to the file data type. The file data type is used to refer to any file that is open for reading or writing. How you can create a pointer to the file data type? You can do it with the help of the following syntax as highlighted. The capital FILE is used to refer to the data type file, and star F pointer refers to the pointer that you can create for the file data type. Now using this file pointer, you can perform various functions on the file. Following is the list of some of the functions that you can perform on a file. You can open a file using fopen, close the file using fclose. You can read one character at a time using fgetc, and you can write one character at a time using fputc. Fprintf and fscanf functions can be used to read objects and write objects into a file. Fread and fwrite are used to perform the read and write operations in the binary mode. Getw and putw are used to read and write the integer values into a file. Fseek, ftell, and rewind. These three functions are used to obtain the current value of the file pointer, or you can also set the value of the pointer within the file. So we will see some of these functions in the upcoming slides with the help of example programs. Fopen is used to open a file for reading. You can open a file for reading in either the text mode or in the binary mode. When you use the fopen function to open a file, the file may either successfully open or it may fail to open. There are many reasons why a file does not successfully open. Some of the reasons are less memory available, the file may not exist, or the file is currently in use by some other program or the user. If the file is successfully opened, it returns the pointer to that file, and if the file does not successfully open, then it returns the null value. You can use various modes while opening the file that decides what operations are possible on the file. Some of the opening modes that you can use on the file are R, used to read a file, W, used to perform the write operation on the file, A is used to append the content into the file. The difference between W and A is that if the file exists in W mode, the content of the previous the file before opening is overwritten by the new content. Whereas in case of append mode, it retains the old content and it adds the new content at the end of the file. R plus is used for both reading and writing. W plus is also used for both reading and writing. In case of R plus, If the file does not exist, it does not create a new file. And in case of W plus, it overwrites the previous content that is written in the file. Append plus is the mode that is used to append the content. If the file does not exist, it creates a new file. Now after these 6 functions, all the functions at the bottom use the B in front of R, W and A. B stands for the binary mode. In case you want to open a file for reading in text mode, use R, and if you want to open a file for reading in the binary mode, then use RB. File types. You can open a file in two modes. One is known as binary mode and one is known as text mode. The file is opened in the binary mode when you want to apply the operations on individual bytes stored on the disk, or the individual bits that are stored on the disk. The file is opened exactly the way it is stored on the disk. So you are able to process and see the characters which are not visible when you see the file on the screen. Whereas the text mode, you are able to open a file exactly in the way you can see the file. So text mode is used to see the file the way it is visible on the screen. Some of the hidden characters or special characters may not be accessible. fclose is used to open the file. So whichever file is open, you can pass the pointer of that file and the file will get closed. It is important to close the file after all the operations have been successfully performed. So this is a simple program. The program does not perform any operation. It only shows you or demonstrates how you can open a file and then close the same. So this line currently being highlighted is used to create the file pointer, fptr. The next line is used to open the file for reading. The file being opened is called text.txt, and the mode in which the file is being opened is the R mode, as you can see here. Now let's check if the file successfully opened or not. For that, we will check the value of fptr, file pointer. If the value of file pointer is equal to null, it means that the file did not successfully open, which means you can simply display the message file did not open. Now, if the file pointer is not equal to null, it means that the file successfully opened. So we will check the else part. Display the message file opened successfully. Now, if the file opened successfully, we will use the fclose function to close the file. Within the parameters, you can pass the pointer to the file and the file will get closed. So this is a simple method using which you can open the file and close the file. fgetc. The fgetc function is used to read one character at a time from the file, and we can use that character to be displayed on the screen or for processing. That will depend upon you. So how can we read one character at a time from the file? When we open the file for reading, the pointer is placed at the beginning of the file, and you can read one character from the file using the fgetc function. Pass the pointer and read the character. It returns the character that is read from the file, and that character can be saved in any character data type variable. So what happens when you read one character from the file? The file pointer is incremented to the next position. When you again call the fgetc function, it reads the second character, returns the second character, and moves to the next character in the file. So how many characters we can read, or how do we know that we have read all the characters? So that is returned by the EOF. So within a file, there is a special pointer that is known as EOF, that is end of file. If your file pointer is equal to EOF, that means you have reached the end of file. So you are going to read one character at a time till the pointer reaches the end of file. So how we can read all characters one by one using this while loop? Ch is equals to fgetc fptr not equal to end file. That means when you read a single character and you have not reached the end of file, the character read by the fgetc function will be returned to ch, and then you can simply display that character on the screen. I hope this reading is clear. What is end of file? End of file is a macro defined in the C library that indicates the end of file. End of file character is returned when a character reading function like fgetc reaches the end of file. So this is basically used when you are reading a character at a time and you reach the end of file. So when the value of the fgetc returns EOF, it means you have reached the end of file. fputc, just like fgetc, which is used to read one character at a time, fputc function is used to write one character at a time. So you can simply take any character input and then using the fputc you can write that into the file. So please have a look at this while function. The getche function is used to read a input from the user. The user can press any key on the keyboard and that will be accepted as input. There is no need to press the enter key. For example, if I press A will be displayed on the screen and the input will be accepted even though I did not press the enter key. Now what will happen when we use the getche function? The key pressed by the user will be accepted and the same will be transferred to the character on the L value. So ch is equals to getche is used to read a character input from the user and store the value in ch. Ch must be a variable of character data type. And for how long will we continue to read the value? Till the user does not enter 13. Now what is 13? 13 is the ASCII code of enter key. If the user presses the enter key, the loop will terminate. And we will continue to accept the input till the user does not press the enter key. So fputc function has two parameters. The first parameter is the character value that we want to write in the file, and the second parameter is the pointer to the file in which we want to write the content. In the end, you can close the file. So I hope this is clear how we can perform the write operation on our file using the fputc. So fprintf. Fprintf is used to write the certain objects into a file or the variables into a file. So let's have a look at the example. So this line is used to create a pointer of the file data type. Now here you can see we have created an character array name and the value of the character array name is Dinesh Gupta. Now please have a look at the statements given below, how we can use the fprintf function to add the content into the file. The first statement is used to write to a file. fptr is the pointer to that file, and in the second parameter within the double quotes I want to write my name is Dinesh Gupta /n. So what will happen? My name is Dinesh Gupta will be written into the file followed by /n, which means new line. The next statement is used to display or used to write to a file fptr. Now we are suggesting that what we are going to write is a string value. So percentage s, my name is Dinesh Gupta. Now, what if I want to use a variable? So the last statement is used to write to a file the value of the variable. Because it is the value of the variable, you can see that the third and the last parameter of the fprintf function is given without double quotes. If I had written name in double quotes, it would have been the string literal or string constant. Because I have not used the double quote, it means that I am using some character array. Now, what is the value of the character array name? The value of the character array is Dinesh Gupta. And what is the type of Dinesh Gupta? The type of Dinesh Gupta is percentage %s, which is string. So this is how I can use the fprintf function to write the string literals and strings to a file. fscanf is used to read from the file. For example, if we have written the age and marks into the file, so we can read the content from the file using the fscanf function. How it works? Please have a look at this particular statement. This particular statement is used to read from the file the value which is of integer data type, and the value being read will be stored in the variable age. Similarly, we can also use fscanf to read the value of two variables. So the first value, obviously the value written inside the file must be separated by a comma or it must be separated by a blank space. So it will read two values. The first value will be of integer type and the second value will be of integer type as well. The first value will be saved in the variable age and the second value will be saved in the variable marks. So this is how we can read the value separated by a blank space from a file and save it into different variables. Now we can also read the float, string, character and integer values from the file. So this is the very basic fundamentals of the file programming as given in the syllabi. I hope you were able to understand the broad concepts of what is a file, how can we create a pointer to a file, what are the different modes in which we can open a file, and what are the different types of files that can be worked upon, and what are the other different functions that we can use to perform the read and write operation on a file. How we can read one character at a time, how we can use the fprintf to store the or read the literal constants, that is your string literals, and also the variables in a file. I request that all of you to please try these functions in the lab so that the concept is even more clearer. Thank you.